Okay, so my AC unit was making these weird mechanical noises. The fan was not rotating, but you can tell it was on. You can tell the mechanical noises was very loud, but the fan was not rotating. So what we did was we assume is a capacitor issue. So we went out there, we replaced the capacitor. We took out the faulty one and replaced it with the good capacitor. This one is the faulty capacitor, and now the AC unit is running the way that it should be. Okay, so let's go over the theory behind this. So if we look at the capacitor, we see there are two numbers. Why? Let's look at the capacitor. This capacitor is actually two capacitors, right? We have a 50 microfarad and 7.5 microfarad. The 50 microfarad is for the compressor, and the 7.5 microfarad is to push the rotor or the motor for the fan to rotate. So think about it this way: when the fan is stationary, in order for it to rotate, you need a capacitor. A capacitor acts as if it's like a energy storage. It give you a burst of energy, of force, to force the fan blades to rotate. So that is this 7.5 microfarad. So this 7.5 microfarad is to push the rotor to rotate, and once it's already rotating, the capacitor also act as if a voltage regulator, which means keep the voltage stability, keep the voltage constant. So the 50 microfarad is for the compressor, is to push the compressor to run, because I believe I was told that the compressor actually used more power, about 3,000 watts. I may be wrong. That's the number behind it. So that's the capacitor role in the AC unit, the AC system. Okay, so let's say earlier the capacitor was faulty, so it did not push the fan blade to rotate or the compressor to start. So I was told that about 30 ampere needed for the system to operate. But if the capacitor is faulty, then the current could go all the way up to almost 130 ampere, and there would be like a lock rotor current, that basically saying that, well, the fans and the compressor, the motor is not running. So it went from 30 ampere, it kept trying, go to 50 ampere, go to 70 ampere, go to 90 amperes, go all the way up to 130 amperes. And if it hit about 130 amperes, there would be something called, I believe is lock rotor current. It basically cut off the current. So without the capacitors helping to start the compressor and the rotor blade or the motor, the current will be going from 30 amperes all the way to 130 amperes to try to push the fan blade to rotate and the compressor to start working. But if it's not rotating and the compressor is not working due to capacitors not pushing it to work, then it will be very hot. It will be very hot in the inductor, because it's not rotating, it's not working, but power or current is still flow through the system. so it will be very hot. So the lock rotor current will isolate the current. It would basically stop the power. Yeah, so without capacitor, it will not start. So let's go ahead and take a look at this. You can see now that it is already running. It's working the way that it should be, because we replaced this faulty capacitor with a better one. Let's take a look at this. Yeah, earlier we had the I think like an image that basically showing the normal operating current that actually needed to get the AC system operating properly. And then what happened, like at which maximum current that it will cut off. And I have the picture, but is in here. So basically about 30 ampere is the normal operating current, and 130 ampere is the cutoff. It's the lock rotor current. So yeah, that's like a short brief explanation of the capacitor and its roles within the AC unit system.